This is Daniel 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basest of men. Kal halal Yahweh b'Hashem Yahushai b'Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, where I learned this truth from. Peace and salutations to the men teaching and pushing this word, this truth across the four corners of the earth. And also greetings to the few sisters that tune into these video epistles. I've called this lesson the basest of men. Who am I? We're still on the trail, trying to help with the evidence. Who is this person, this nation? We're building the evidence. Today we're looking at the basis of men. And we ask the question, who am I? There's some people in the shadows. It's like they have the world in an iron grip. They can set the tone. You got this thing across your face. Now you wear it. Now you don't have to wear it. You spray this on your hand, take your temperature. Oh, we're doing it today, we're not doing it tomorrow. Who's setting the agenda? Who's doing that? If you don't agree, you get removed from your position. Even countries' presidents have fallen foul of these people in the shadows. But who is it? The world is being ruled in wickedness, in death, destruction, and war. Let's have a look at a base definition that I looked at just before turning on this lesson here. What's the definition of base? Well, it's, excuse me while my usual battle with the mosquitoes. Don't think I got that one. Definition for base: having or showing a lack of decency, contemptible, mean-spirited, or selfish. Lowest part of something. But basest, that's an adjective. So I looked further, and what do we see here? Having the least morals, or being of the lowest class. So I'm one of these people who love words. I like words very much. And in the scriptures, basest, having the least. So you're already base, but now we're using an extra dimension of this word, an adjective, to identify what we're talking about here. You see, lowest part of something, having the least morals, of being of the lowest class. Let's get a few more scriptures, because that's what we do here. Ezekiel 29:14 and 15, I think. Yes. And I will bring again the captivity of Egypt, and will cause them to return into the land of Pathros, into the land of their habitation. And they shall be there a base kingdom. We focus on this word base. We see that these scriptures, these incidents and captivities, they just repeat themselves over and over. So we can just transpose like one word or one location for another, and we have an identical scenario. And so it is here. Verse 15, it shall be the basest of the kingdoms, neither shall it exalt itself any more above the nations, for I will diminish them, that they shall no more rule over the nations. You see? So we're going to keep going through some scriptures here. Let's go have a look at Job. Job has, excuse me, much to say about these base type people. Let's look at Job chapter 30 and get a few verses here. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Why is Job saying this? Not even the dogs, he wouldn't want these type of people around. Could it be that these people would do something with the dog? We see across the world, in the US especially, the headquarters of the Edomite rulership. They have laws in place where bestiality is acceptable. Is this what Job is referring to here? Verse 2, yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness, in former time desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. Who done that? Spent times in many hundreds of years in the caves. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Isn't that what Caucasian means? Cave dweller. See, we're getting some clues here. Who is this Basest of Men? Who am I? Rockefeller. Among the bushes they brayed, and under the nettles they were gathered together. Bray, does that mean they lost their power of speech as we know it? There's all these cartoons and even some like programs on TV with this being depicted. They were children of fools, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. And now, says Job, am I their song? Yea, I am their byword. They abhor me. They flee far from me, and spare not to spit in my face. We're gathering evidence. We want clues to answer the question, who am I? Who's doing all these acts? Let's go to Lamentation 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion, as the Hebrew Israelites. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So this behavior is not going to go unpunished. See, under this base man's kingdom, there's this new phenomenon that hadn't been before. This word extinction. The Most High Yahweh and his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. We don't have this. What's extinction? Extinction. What is that? Birds, insects, certain fishes, animals becoming extinct under this man's rulership. You see? How is that? What is he doing in the earth that causes, for example, what's called beaching, where these beautiful fishes, whether they be whales, dolphins, every different size, every different type of fish, is intentionally committing suicide, throwing himself by the hundreds of thousands up onto the beach, where he knows that will be the end of him. But he can't take living in the sea anymore because it's filled with the poison, chemicals, waste products poured into the seas for hundreds of years. Toxic material. This is what is being promoted by this base man. What's this? Deforestation. What's that? We need the trees to breathe. Why would you destroy the trees? What type of person is this? It's a base man. Who am I? Artificial everything. Products that we don't know what they are. Someone posted an article the other day saying 100 years ago or so, all the products, like 90-something% of the products currently in the supermarket, on the shelves, didn't exist just some decades back. Where are these products manufacturing them? Occasionally someone posts something where they take a vacation. They leave their food, burgers and chips on the table, and when they return, it hasn't deteriorated. What type of food is this? Where the fries or the burgers just remain. Who's promoting this? Now, today being the 30th of June 2020, we're about to be made an offering that even people would become artificial because something is being prepared pursuant to Revelations 13 and 16 to 18. That's going to make humans similar to the other developments, artificial, incomplete, but it's been promoted as an upgrade. So let's just quickly go to a few more scriptures here. I think we had just one verse in Deuteronomy 23 and 2, I believe. 23 verse 2. A bastard shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord Yahweh Barashem Yahushai. Even to his 10th generation shall he not enter into the congregation of the Lord Yahweh. You see? And we're going to say something more about that. Let's have another look at one more on the same topic here. So Hebrews 12. Let's start at 5. And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as the children, my son. Despise not thou the chastening of the Lord Yahweh, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers. Then are ye bastards, and not sons. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh, which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? For they verily for a few days chastened us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. Wherefore lift up the hands which hang down, and the feeble knees. You see? So our Father, which art in heaven, chastises us frequently, by measure, by us. We're talking his children, his people, currently being called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And of course, due to being scattered, we appear as the other nations where we have been scattered too. That great speckled bird, innumerable number, to the four corners of the earth. So it's not a color thing. But there are some people, the basis of men, who are not being chastised. And let's see why they're not being chastised. If we go back to Job, I think. If we go back to Job, I think Job 21. I'm going to bring that one, but let's do 21 and 30. Let's have a quick look here. Job 21 verse, yes, 21 and 30, that the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. You see? And what we're doing now in verse 31, who shall declare his way to his face? And who shall repay him what he hath done? So this base man seems on the face of it to be getting away with it. You see? He's currently in rulership. And he's calling himself the want everybody else since 1681 to call him a white man. But this is not in the scripture. The biblical nationality of this man is the Edomite. You see? And he's just about to make his final play. What's that final play? To bound everyone up in his madness. But he's in a trick bag. He's running up and down the world with his, or he has been in the past with this Bible, our Bible, the oracles of the Most High. Doesn't belong to him. And he's been lying, promoting this nonsense. One-sided view of God is love. And while he's doing this, he's promoting this man with leprosy recessive genes, claiming that the Most High looks like himself, the Most High's Son looks like him, that the prophets all look like him, the Most High's people all look like him, the disciples, everybody, all of his books, his cartoons, all the people look just like him. This is the activities and the madness of the basis of men. And we're going to end by just reading a Psalms here. Why not just read Psalms 1, I think. Yes, just 6 verses. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. Barakatah Hawa, Barakatah Hawa Shai, Barakatah Hawa, Barakatah Hawa Shai, Barakatah Hawa, Barakatah Hawa Shai. We've been trying to show some or shed some light on this base man. His time is pretty much up. He's trying to extend his kingdom. He's been focused around in the back behind the curtain, but the covering that's been cast over him and his wicked deeds has been pulled back, and his nakedness is exposed. So I think we'll leave it there and not stretch the lesson beyond where it needs to be. You've been listening to the Basest of Men. Who am I? Shalom. Until the next one.